best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke when they open up that gate. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the Bayou City streets meet these country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Good evening and welcome into Cavalier Field. It's 2 quick outs, and that bring up Parker Fagans, who on the first pitch he sees sends it out into center field. So that'll bring up Elias Parker. Parker, the 4-hole hitter for the Lumberjacks. It is the Dodge City A's and Colorado Lumberjacks in RMBL League play today. The first pitch in to Elias Frenier, sorry. Elias Frenier is in for a strike. Throw down to first, not in time. So the count 1-1. Frank Tinoco getting the start tonight on the mound for the Dodge City A's. Throw over to first, not in time. A look over at first again. Pitch is grounded foul. That'll drop Frenier back in the count to 1-2. They throw to first. They pick off Fagans, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the first. We'll be back after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Landon Langley leads off in the bottom of the first for your Dodge City A's. The pitch up high and gets the strike call. Two balls and one strike, the count now to Langley. Ty Erlmeyer got the start on the mound for the Lumberjacks as that pitch was fouled off and evens the count at 2. Erlmeyer, he works from the first base side of the rubber, throws in and misses low. And the count runs full to Langley. A payoff pitch coming here from the righty. It's fouled off towards the first base dugout, and we'll do it over again. So defensively for the Lumberjacks, it's Vaughn, Burke, and Gaeta left to right in the outfield. Perry, Clifford, Reagan, and Frenier third to first across the infield. Of course, Erlmeyer getting the start on the mound, and Bryson Satterley backing up at home plate. The pitch.
No, it's a defensive interference.
Well, a double play has turned what was going to be runners on at first and second. Well, not runners on at first and second. A runner on at first after the line drive into a double play. Now 2 away for the A's, and that will bring up the 3-hole hitter Glenn Green III. So a very interesting play of events as Langley got on catcher's interference, and then, of course, Cameron Parks comes up, hits into a line drive right at the second baseman, and then it turns into a double play as they catch Langley off of first. So that'll bring up Glenn Green III, and nobody on and 2 away. The first pitch grounded to the shortstop, Clifford. He'll come up, make the throw, and that will end the inning. The A's will go down unconventionally 1-2-3, and we'll head to the top of the second. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Leading off in the top of the second for the Lumberjacks, it is Elias Frenier. He was at the plate when the pickoff happened in the top of the first. The pitch outside, and it evens the count at 1. Pitch in for strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Frenier. Two-two count to Frenier. The pitch misses high, and it's a full count. So we'll see another payoff pitch from Tinoco. So we talked about the alignment for the Lumberjacks for your Dodge City A's as Frenier makes contact on the payoff pitch. That's a high fly ball to right center field off the wall, and easily a stand-up double.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, right fielder, number 30, Javier Gaeta.
So that'll bring up Javier Gaeta. Gaeta, a addition here. The Lumberjacks have been hit hard by injury. Have some guys that are out of play right now and have added a few more to their lineup. Gaeta, one of those that did not play against the A's when the A's made the trip to Colorado last week. So Gaeta steps up. Defensively for your Dodge City A's, left to right in the outfield, it is Paxton Huff, Jael Amador, and Cameron Parks. Gaeta swings and comes up empty and is down in the count 0-1. Third to first across the infield, Blake Coleman, Arturo Blaquenze, Landon Langley, and Jackson Phillips. Of course, Tinoco getting the start on the mound tonight. Isaiah Velasco completing the battery for your Dodge City A's. Swung on and missed by Gaeta, and he's down in the count 0-2. It's good to see Frank out there throwing strikes. He pitched against the Game Day Angels. Of course, ended up taking the loss in that game. As that pitch is fouled straight down. Tinoco, a right-handed pitcher, played his past season at Texas A&M University Texarkana. Was a redshirt senior and comes from Oxnard, California. All right, he fires in, fouls it off. Count remains 0-2 despite 2 straight foul balls. So another league game for your Dodge City A's, who are 2-2 in Rocky Mountain play, as Gaeta fouls that one off again, and the count remains 0-2. Your A's are 3-3 overall on the season after they took down the Liberal BJs in what was a rather exciting game the other night. After falling behind 6-2, your A's came storming back and won that game 11-7. Pitch swung on and missed, and Gaeta will go down on strikes, the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Caden Clifford for the Colorado Lumberjacks. Almost got ahead of myself. So Clifford steps up as the 6-hole hitter, the shortstop. Clifford makes contact, grounded to the pitcher Tinoco, and they'll go to second for the out.
Number 7, second baseman, number 5, Mason Regan will be our beer batter tonight.
So that'll bring up Mason Regan after the fielder's choice. Pitch to Regan misses low and outside for ball 1. Blake Coleman leading off in the bottom of the second for So Blake Coleman led off in an 0-2 count, sends a grounder through the left side. Gets the first hit of the ball game for your Dodge City A's. Sorry about the confusion, trying to get a few things straightened out. We're there now, and that will bring up Jael Amador. Amador, the center fielder, batting in the 5-hole tonight for the Dodge City A's. Throw back to first, not in time. A 1-0 count to Amador after Erlmeyer misses. Erlmeyer back on the mound for his second inning of work for the Lumberjacks. Of course, the A's, they won the first game against the Lumberjacks. It was the first day of the trip in Colorado. Amador fouls that one off. The A's, they won that game 15-8. So a line drive out into right, and the A's, they have runners on the corners. So runners on the corners, Blake Coleman at third, Jael Amador at first. First pitch to Phillips is in for a strike. They throw down to second, not in time. So a stolen base for your Dodge City A's, and they have both runners in scoring position. A 1 count, swung on and missed. And Phillips is down 0-2. (0-2) delivery coming from the righty Erlmeyer. Pitch low and inside. Makes it 1-2. So Coleman at third, Amador at second for the Dodge City A's, and they're threatening here in the bottom of the second inning. They went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, but Phillips, he'll swing and come up empty for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Paxton Huff. Huff played his senior season at Prairie View A&M University and steps up to the plate with 2 on and 1 away. So he steps on. Erlmeyer working from the first base side of the rubber, throws in high. Makes it 1-0. The 1-0 pitch comes in, catches a strike zone, and evens a count at 1. So the Lumberjacks are playing with the corners in just a little bit. Pitch is swung on and missed by Huff, and he's down in the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded up the third base line and foul. Count will remain 1-2. Pitch. That one's swung on and comes up empty. So the second strikeout of the inning, and that will bring up the catcher, Isaiah Velasco. Velasco has not seen action yet for the Dodge City A's, was a late arrival, but here now and back for his third year with the Dodge City A's. So Velasco steps up, takes a ball outside. Isaiah, he played his graduate season this year at Central Michigan University. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Fastball misses low from Erlmeyer, and Velasco's ahead 2 balls and no strikes now. The 2-0 pitch. It's a high fly ball towards center field, taking a few steps back, and pulling it down is Berg. That will end the inning. The A's, they strand 2 and get nothing out of it. We're headed to the top of the third. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Kyler Vaughn leads off for the Lumberjacks. We've entered the top of the third. It's a 0-0 ball game, and he takes a first pitch ball from Tinoco. Tinoco will fire and miss outside there, and Vaughn has worked himself ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 now the count. Tinoco goes low and outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to put the leadoff aboard for the Lumberjacks, and that will turn the lineup over to Zach Perry. Perry, 0 for 1. He flew out the first time he was up.
Number 9, Zach Perry.
So with 1 on and nobody out, the Lumberjacks have an opportunity here. They had a runner on at second in the last half as the pitch is thrown down to second. Stolen base. Down on the count, 0-1 is Perry. The pitch from Tinoco, it's a fly ball to left field, giving chase, playing it off the wall, and that will score a run. An RBI stand-up double for Perry. The Lumberjacks, they lead 1-0.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, left fielder number 3, Edison Burke.
So that'll bring up Edison Burke. Burke, he went down swinging the last time he was up. 1 on, nobody out. 1 run in the inning, and Burke will step in. Pitch. Misses high and inside for ball 1 from Tinoco. Frank at 40 pitches now in the ball game. 23 of those have been in for strikes. So you've seen the efficiency fall a little bit, but gets a swing and a miss there and evens the count at 1. A's have been out hit 3-2 so far. That pitch is fouled off. It evens the count at 2. That will catch Burke swinging and going down on strikes for the first out of the inning. To bring up Parker Fagans. Fagans singled. Made it through on the right side his last time up. The A's, they lead the Lumberjacks 1-0 in the league standings, or in the league series. Of course, a 4-game series, so after tomorrow night, 3 of the 4 games that will have been played against the Lumberjacks. Grounded up the third base line, taken by Coleman, throw to first in time, and it moves Perry over to third. So that brings up Elias Frenier, who doubled his last time up. Of course, the Lumberjacks working their second trip through the batting order. near the 4-hole batter for the Lumberjacks. Takes a big swing and sends it out into right center field to the wall, off the top of the wall, and gone. It's a 2-run home run for the Lumberjacks, and they lead it 3-0. Well, the A's, they found themselves in a 3-run hole. Not the biggest hole they've ever been in. They were down 6-2 against the BJs on Monday night and came back. But that brings up Javier Gaeta. Gaeta 0 for 1, went down swinging the last time he was up. Takes first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. In delivery, Tinoco fires in right down the middle again and has Gaeta down in the count 0-2. Pitch misses. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Boulder Collegians, they are leading the Liberal BJs tonight 3-0. Pitch grounded to Blakenze. He'll throw to first for the out. That'll end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Your A's trailing 3-0. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Arturo Blakenze leading off. It's 9-1-2 due up in the inning. Blakenze, the freshman from Dodge City Community College, so very familiar with Cavalier Field, as it is the Conquistadors that this is their home field as well. First pitch that he saw is fouled off. That pitch misses low and evens a count at 1. Pitch grounded to the shortstop Clifford. Throw to first in time. 1 away for the A's as that will turn the lineup over.
Number 4, Cameron Parks.
That'll bring up Landon Langley at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's. Langley takes a first pitch ball. Langley, he's batting .393 on the season. Moves ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch up the third base line and fair. Langley in safely with a double. So that'll bring up Cameron Parks. Parks, he's batting .700 on the season. Hit into a line drive his first time up. Let's take a look at the game between the Collegians and Liberal. That game currently in the bottom of the second with the Collegians leading 3-0. Pitch grounded to the shortstop. They'll throw to first, not in time. And the A's, they have runners on at first and second now with nobody out. Evidently some of the Lumberjax fans making the trip and not happy with the call. But that'll bring up Glenn Green the third. He's 0 for 1, grounded out the last time he was up. Batting .381 on the season as Green. We're going to have a quick conversation out in the field, and the Lumberjacks coach isn't happy with what he heard. Just walks away shaking his head. Nonetheless, we'll go back to work. I mean, there's only two calls that matter. It's the field and home plate umpires. So we'll go to work. Glenn Green stepping up. 2 on and 1 away for the Dodge City A's. They stranded 2 in the last half inning, not able to get anything done. The pitch misses low to Green. He works ahead in the count 1-0. The Hayes Larks were supposed to be playing the Topeka Capitals, but I believe that team has folded, so that game not being played, which is the whole reason why we had the Kansas National Guard band here. They played the national anthem to start the game. A passed ball, and that will move runners over to second and third. More importantly, it moves Glenn Green ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the Collegians lead Liberal 3-1 now as Green makes contact, sends it out into right field. 1 run in. Here comes the second as the throw in is cut off on the infield. A 2 RBI single for Green. The A's trail at 3-2 now. And that'll bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman's down in the count now, 0-2, after he fouls that pitch off. Coleman getting some of the early at-bats here. Doesn't have a batting average yet on the season. So we'll go back to work. Down in the count, 0-2 is Coleman. And a line drive right at the shortstop. They won't make the throw to first. So that'll bring up Jael Amador. He singled his last time up. Amador batting 143 on the season. One of two players that came to Dodge City by way of Western Oklahoma University. Or Western Oklahoma State College, I should say. Pitch was high, rolls to the backstop, and moves Green over to second. So Amador ahead 1-0. The A's, they're working their second trip through the batting order. Amador makes contact. It'll be grounded to the shortstop. They'll throw to first, and in time, that will end the inning, but the A's now trail at 3-2. We're headed to the top of the fourth. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Caden Clifford leading off for the Lumberjacks. We've worked our way into the top of the fourth. It's a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Lumberjacks. Tinoco back on the mound, fires in, catches the outside edge of the zone, and finds Clifford down now 0-1. Clifford a fielder's choice the last time he was up. Tinoco misses low and inside on a fastball that evens the count at 1. Nice night at the ballpark here. Still a little warm here in Dodge City, but that pitch misses low. Not quite an hour into this ball game. Currently 94. Feels like 97. The humidity's down a little bit tonight. Pitch is popped up on the infield, giving chase is Velasco. He's tracking it, has it right in front of the A's dugout, and will pull it down for out number 1.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the second baseman, number 5, Mason Regan.
So that brings up Mason Regan. Regan, he drew the walk his last time up. So it's 6, 7, and 8 in the order due up this inning for the Lumberjacks. That pitch is swung on and missed, and he's down in the count 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed again, and Regan down 0-2. The pitch, swung on and missed, 3 straight swinging, and Regan will go down on strikes. He's second out of the inning, and that brings up Bryson Satterley. Satterley, he grounded out his last time up, a 3U ground out to the first baseman, Jackson Phillips. So no changes yet for either team. First pitch, Tinoco goes outside and misses. Little train horn action from the passing semis. Grounded to the shortstop, Blakenze. The throw to first is not in time. A slow roller, and Blakenze just didn't quite get to it quick enough. So an infield single. And that brings up Kyler Vaughn with 1 on and 2 away. Five hits apiece for these teams. The pitch misses from Tinoco. Now it's 60 pitches in the ball game. We're in the top of the 4th. The A's trailing 3-2. The pitch catches the upper edge of the zone, does Tinoco, and it evens a count at 1 to Vaughn. Vaughn, he drew the walk the last time he was up. Pitch is swung on and missed, and it gets Vaughn down in the count 1-2. The A's with a win tonight would guarantee nothing worse than a series split as the pitch gets away and moves the runner over to second. It evens the count at 2. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. That pitch is popped and goes foul to the right and out of play. A few kids over there that are going to go chase that one down. There's an open field off to our right, and that field will swallow balls at any given time. The pitch swung on and missed. That will end the inning. Jackson Phillips leading off for the A's. He'll take a pitch high. So it's 6, 7, and 8 due up for your Dodge City A's here in this inning. Of course, we've worked our way into the bottom of the third, and Phillips will come up empty on the swing, and it evens a count at 1. 1-1 delivery, swung on and missed, and Phillips now down 1-2. Phillips batting .222 on the season. He'll take a pitch low that evens the count at 2. So a 2-2 delivery coming up from Erlmeyer. He's at 44 pitches in the ball game. 30 of those have been in for strikes. So he's been making good work of the Dodge City A's. They appeal down to first on the check swing. No, he did not go. There was no way he went. I can tell you that from up here. Well, the count runs full, so here's the payoff pitch from Erlmeyer. And it's swung on and missed. The first out of the inning, and that brings up Paxton Huff. Huff, the left fielder for your Dodge City A's. He steps up, batting .300 on the season. Huff 0 for 1. He went down swinging his last time up. A's trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Nobody on and one away. The pitch over the third baseman's head, and that will put a runner on for your A's. So that brings up the catcher, Velasco. Of course, Isaiah getting his first at-bats of the season with the A's. He is 0 for 1. He flew out the last time he was up. A high fly ball into dead center field, of course. Cavalier, one of the bigger parks in the league, at 404 to dead red center. So Velasco will step in and takes a swing and a miss, and down in the count 0-1. Velasco ahead in the count now.
Was that a strike? Yeah, it's 2-1 or 1-2.
Velasco makes contact. That's a high fly ball to the left field on the warning track. Not able to pull it down is Vaughn, and that moves runners. A double for Velasco. So runners on at second and third. And Velasco banging it off the wall over there at the sea of Cavalier Field. And the A's have two runners in scoring position. So Huff at third, Velasco at second. The A's bring up Arturo Blaquinze. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. McKenzie, he grounded out to his counterpart at short his last time up. So Arturo steps up. He's batting 133 on the season. So after a quick mound visit between the catcher Satterley and pitcher Erlmeyer, we'll go back to work. The first pitch to Arturo, grounded to the second baseman, throw to first in time. So they trade an out for a run, and we have a tie ball game. So that brings up Landon Langley as we turn the lineup over. We're starting our third trip through the batting order for your Dodge City A's. Langley, he doubled his last time up, hit one up the third base line. Landon Langley steps up with 3 hits on the season. Check swing, and it is ball 1. Landon leading the team in hits with 11. Glenn Green, the closest behind, in second with 8. Counts 1-1 to Langley. The A's would like to get the go-ahead run here as that one out into left center field, giving chase. It will bounce off the wall and easily scores a run, and easily a stand-up RBI double for Langley. His 13th hit of the season. So that'll bring up Cameron Parks as the A's lead at 4-3 now. So Cameron Parks is up after a quick mound visit. Parks steps up with 7 hits on the season. Hit a single through the left side his last time up. And that pitch from Erlmeyer evens a count at 1. Work getting started down in the Lumberjax bullpen. We'll tell you about that here after a while. 1-1 count. Langley getting a lead off of second, but that pitch in for a strike. One on and 2 away, 2 runs in the inning, and your A's lead it 4-3. The pitch swung on and sent foul. Count remains 1-2 to Parks. Of course, Cameron, the 2-hole hitter today for your Dodge City A's. The pitch high and inside, and that evens the count at 2. So it's deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. The 2-2 delivery. Park sends it through the left side. Rounding third is Langley, and he will score. And the throw in cut off. An RBI single for Cameron Parks, and the A's lead at 5-3. So that will bring up Glenn Green III in the DH spot. The 3-hole hitter hit a single his last time up. Green, second place of the team on the team with 8. Now 9 hits on the season. He had 8 coming into tonight's contest. Of course, all these stats, as I announce them, were from everything prior to tonight. Takes a pitch high for ball 1. That one in for a strike and evens a count at 1. Braden Horton is the pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Lumberjacks. And there goes Parks on the swing. Throw down to second, not in time. And it rolls out into center field. So a throwing error, a stolen base, and an error on the Lumberjacks. Down in the count, 1-2. Two and two the count now to Green. Parks over at third after the error. Two delivery. Green will swing and come up empty, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 5th. It's the top of the order due up for the Lumberjacks when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Frank Tinoco returns to the mound for his 5th inning of work. He will face off against the top of the order with Zach Perry. Perry's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Doubled the last time he was up. Tinoco, the righty, with 65 pitches and fires inside and misses for ball 1. Pitch misses again. Perry's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, Tinoco, he took the loss against the Game Day Angels. Coming into tonight's contest, he has an ERA of 7.71. 2 balls and 2 strikes account to Perry. Tinoco, he went 4 2/3 innings against the Angels, allowing 4 earned runs, striking out 4, and walking 3. So the pitch was fouled off, and we'll do the 2-2 over again. And it misses high. Count runs full. Payoff pitch will miss outside, and the Lumberjacks have their leadoff aboard for Edison Burke. Burke steps up. He's 0 for 2. He's gone down swinging both times he's been at the plate. Maybe we can get the hat trick of strikeouts here. The A's would sure like to get an out and get closer to getting out of this. They lead at 5-3 here in the top of the 5th. Shows bunt. It goes up and goes foul. Well, Burke, he laid down a good bunt, but it bounced and went foul over the first base line. So we'll go back to work with him down in the count 0-1. Work continues in the Lumberjacks bullpen. Tinoco's going to take a look over at first. Perry getting his lead off. Throw over to first, not in time. Well, after he showed bunt, it's pulling Coleman in. He's in on the infield green. Pitch misses high and evens a count at 1. Throw over to first again, not in time. Nobody in the A's bullpen currently. Tinoco started to struggle a little bit towards the end of his outing against the Game Day Angels. Of course, his pitch count was a lot higher at that point as well. The pitch. This is high. Throw down to first, not in time. Frank threw 96 pitches in that outing against the Angels as he gets Burke to swing and miss, and he's down in the count 1-2. Burke makes contact. It'll go foul. The count remains 1-2. Counts 2-2. Sorry about that. The pitch. Swung on and missed. The throw down to first. Not in time. A's, they wanted the old strike him out, throw him out. Not getting it done. One away after Burke went down swinging. That'll bring up Parker Fagans, who grounded out the last time he was up. So Fagans steps up with one on and one away for the Lumberjacks. Throw over to first. Again, not in time. So Tinoco a little concerned with the runner over there. Throw over to first again, not in time. Well, evidently we're going to play a game of cat and mouse on the base paths tonight. Tinoco takes a look over the pitch, down the middle. It's Fagans down 0-1. The A's that get an early 1-0 lead against the Lumberjacks. That game back on June the 3rd. That pitch misses for ball one. The Lumberjacks would come back and make it a 2-1 ball game until the top of the fourth, when the A's would break it open with 6 runs. 6 in the fourth and 4 in the fifth for the A's to break it open. The Lumberjacks had tried to make things interesting, though, as they would score 1 in the bottom of the fifth and 4 in the seventh. Of course, that ended up being a 15-8 decision in favor of the Dodge City A's. They would win the first and fourth game of the Colorado road trip. Of course, losing the 2 in the middle. That pitch is swung on and missed, and that evens the count at 2 to Fagans. So the A's are in a long homestand here tonight and tomorrow night against the Lumberjacks. Then they will take on the Boulder Collegians. Pitches grounded to Blakinze. The throw to second for 1. The throw to first not in time. So a fielder's choice and the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Elias Fernier, who is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He hit the home run over the right field wall the last time he was up. And here is head coach Jeremiah McCollum. He comes out, going to have a quick mound visit. Let's take this opportunity. We'll thank our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City, Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Lewis Automotive Group, Coke Fertilizer, Curbs Law Office LLC, and Brian and Melissa Huff. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, we've worked our way into the top of the 5th inning. The A's trying to get out of the inning, keep the offense rolling. They've scored 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. I'd like to add on to that lead here if we can get out of this one. Elias Fernier steps up. As I said, 2 for 2. The home run over the right field wall earlier. Another high fly ball. This one off the top of the wall again.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the right fielder, number 30, Javier Gaeta.
I'm pretty sure that bounced off the top of the wall. And if that's true, that would be a home run. I could be wrong. So a double, and that puts runners at second and third. So Fernier, 2 doubles and a home run so far in the ball game. Well, if you ever wanted someone to swing it, Frenier can do that. See, first pitch in to Javier Gaeta in for a strike. Gaeta, he's 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out the last time he was up. 2 on and 2 away for the Lumberjacks. The pitch, high and inside, and it evens a count at 1. So the league, they added a few teams this year. They, of course, adding the Lumberjacks and Boulder Collegians to the league, along with Fort Collins being brought back in. Fort Collins was in the league before, but left last year and came back. Pitch grounded to Langley at second. They throw to first to complete the out. That will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Blake Coleman leads off the bottom of the 5th for your Dodge City A's. 4, 5, and 6 due up in the order here. The A's are working their 3rd trip through the batting order as Coleman, well, they've also made a pitching change. Braden Horton takes over the mound for the Lumberjacks. And the first pitch to Coleman was a ball. That one swung on and missed, and Coleman's down in the count, or even in the count rather, 1-2. The catcher Satterley might have actually been foul tipped, maybe, because I think Satterley wore that in a region that is uncomfortable. Satterley's down on his knees behind home plate, working his way, trying to get back up again. And well, the head coach for the Lumberjacks still out attending to his catcher. Well, the count run full after Coleman fouled off the last pitch, and that one low and outside. The payoff pitch misses, and it's one on and nobody out. So we'll go to work with Jael Amador. 1 for 2, grounded out the last time he was up. First pitch he sees misses for ball 1. Amador steps in, coming into tonight, had a hit on the season. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch is inside, and the throw down to first, not in time. So 3 balls and no strikes to count to Amador. A 3-0 pitch coming. Horton the righty. Amador shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. So Horton the righty on the mound now for the Lumberjacks, working from the first base side of the rubber. 3-1 pitch. Catches the outer edge of the zone, and the count runs full. Back-to-back full counts here in the bottom of the 5th. Another payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and the first out of the inning. So the A's with 5 strikeouts in the ball game. The Lumberjacks with 6. A pitch to Phillips misses low. Phillips 0 for 2 has gone down swinging both times he's been at the plate. Jackson accounts for 2 hits on the season so far. Pitch grounded up the first base line, and it was foul. We're just making sure that was a call because there's been a few bizarre calls already in the ball game. Of course, the catcher's interference, you don't see that very often. What we thought probably should have been the second home run of the ball game in the last half inning is the pitch is thrown down to first, or thrown down to second. There was a collision there between Clifford and Coleman. Clifford still down on his knees, and the Lumberjacks, they're just wearing it tonight. So the count, I believe, is 1-2. Jeremiah McCollum came out to check on Blake Coleman, the head coach for the Lumberjacks. Patrick Williamson, came out to check on his shortstop Clifford. So after that, we'll go back to work. Count is 2-1. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. That's my fault. Phillips makes contact. It's popped up. Playable on the infield. And it will be pulled down by the first baseman Frenier. Now 2 away for the Dodge City A's, and that brings up Paxton Huff. Huff 1 for 2 in the ball game. Singled the last time he was up. Huff steps on with 3 hits on the season so far coming into tonight's contest. The pitch outside for ball 1. Shadows beginning to work their way across the field as the sun sets to our west. Of course, Cavalier Field, a south to north facing field, something you don't see very often. In the summertime, of course, it becomes a launching pad when you get a good stiff south wind blowing. Pitch is in for a called strike, and that evens a count at 1 to Huff. Dodge City named one of the windiest cities in America. The pitch catches the inner part of the zone, and it has Huff down in the count 1-2. 1 on, 2 away for the A's here in the bottom of the 5th as they lead at 5-3. Pitch swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 6th. We'll be back after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. And leading off for the Lumberjacks here as we've entered the top of the 6th, it is Caden Clifford. So he steps in to face off against Tinoco. Tinoco's out for his 6th inning of work, and he sends a first pitch foul to the right and out of play. Down in the count, 0-1 is Clifford. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out the last time he was up, and Tinoco misses outside to even the count at 1. Looks like the A's might be getting ready to get work started in the bullpen. Nicholas Gonzalez just outside the dugout for the Dodge City A's. No work in the Lumberjack bullpen currently as that pitch misses, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Clifford. The pitch. Tinoco misses outside. That was the 91st pitch of the ball game for Tinoco. 55 have been in for strikes. 3-1 the count for Clifford. Tinoco catches the upper edge of the zone, and the count runs full. So we'll see the payoff pitch. Sunoco waving one off, has what he wants, comes sets. Delivered and fouled off. So we'll do the payoff again. Sunoco delivers. Grounded to the second baseman Langley, cuts it off, throws to first in time, and the leadoff not aboard for the game. Sorry, the Lumberjacks. So that'll bring up Mason Regan. Regan, the beer batter. So if Regan strikes out, it will be discounted beers here at Cavalier Field for the remainder of the inning. Currently 91, still feels like 94 degrees here in Dodge City as the pitch misses high for ball one. Let's take a look in at some of the other games occurring across the league. Pitch a high fly ball, and it will be pulled down in center field by Amador as the second out of the inning. BJ's leading the Collegians 7-3. That game in the top of the fifth. So Bryson Satterley, the catcher, steps up 1 for 2, singled the last time he was up. He pops it up, playable on the infield. LaKenzie will take it to the right of the second base bag, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the sixth. Your A's will have 8, 9, and 1 due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Bottom of the sixth, and the A's, they have Velasco, LaKenzie, and Langley due up in the inning. Velasco steps on. He's 1 for 2, doubled the last time he was up. Takes a first pitch ball from Horton, who took over in the last inning. Pitch misses high and outside. Velasco ahead in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. The A's, they lead at 5-3 here in the bottom of the sixth. Pitch catches the outer part of the zone and makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. The Fort Collins Foxes, they lead the Greeley Gray Collegiate team at game 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Velasco. Getting his first at-bats in his 3rd season for the A's. He takes a pitch low, and it's a 5-pitch walk to lead off the inning. Horton a little unhappy with himself. Thought he might have had the strike call there, but didn't get it. That brings up Arturo Blaquenze. Blaquenze, he's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out the last time he was up and looking for some redemption after he himself said had a rough game Monday night. So Blaquenze shows bunt, pulls it back. Velasco goes, a throw to second, not in time. And here comes head coach Williamson. I think he's going to give the field umpire a piece of his mind. He doesn't, but that was a close call. I will give them that. One-0 pitch. Horton has what he wants and will come set. Fires inside, catches enough of the zone for it to be a strike, and it evens the count at 1. Arturo, he has 2 hits on the season so far, coming into tonight's contest. The pitch. Arturo makes contact. It's a good fly ball to left, but pulling it down at the warning track, and the first out of the inning. It was a nice fly ball, but the left fielder just had to take a few steps back and pulled it down at the warning track. So that'll turn the lineup over for Landon Langley as the A's, they start their 4th trip through the batting order. Langley, he's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Has doubled the last 2 times he's been at the plate. 1 on, 1 away for your A's, and Langley takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Langley a .379 on base percentage, and making the throw to the second baseman who was well off the second base bag. Velasco easily in safely. We'll go back to work. It's a 1-0 count to Langley. The pitch. Langley makes contact, sends it out into left field, and the A's will play station-to-station baseball as that puts runners on the corners. That brings up Cameron Parks. He's at 2 for 3 in the ball game. Has singled the last 2 times he's been at the plate. Parks, he has a .750 on base percentage so far this season. Parks. One of 3 players on the team from Louisiana State University, Alexandria. Played his sophomore season there this year. Works his way ahead in the count, 1-0. The sun beginning the process of setting here at Cavalier Field on another great summer night of baseball. Pitch from Horton will miss inside, and Parks ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-2 misses outside. Nope, it's 2-1. Horton steps off. And they will award the balk. So a balk scores a run, and it moves Langley over to third. Over to second. So no pitch, and a run scores, and your A's lead at 6-3. Two-one pitch coming from Horton. So the balk was called because Horton was set and turned around and faked the throw to first. The pitch misses. Of course, a few of the faithful in the crowd not happy with the call. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count to Parks. So the A's now lead at 6-3. The pitch high and inside, and that will put runners on at first and second. That'll bring up Glenn Green III. Green, he went down swinging his last time up. Glenn, he played his graduate season this year at Southern University. Takes a first pitch ball. Green, a .417 on base percentage so far. Of course, just game 7 of the season. Pitch wild and bounces to the backstop. It'll move the runners up 90 feet. So runners now at second and third. Now the count 2-2 now to Green. Langley at third, Parks at second. Green, a check swing, and they say yes, he win, and they will make the tag on the dropped strike 3. Well, Glenn having a few words with home plate umpire, and he'll walk back to the dugout. Two away for the Dodge City A's to bring up Blake Coleman. Head coach Jeremiah McCollum having a quick conversation with home plate umpire. Coleman steps on. He's 1 for 2. Drew a walk the last time he was up. Of course, Coleman getting his first action on Monday night against the Liberal BJs, was a substitution into the lineup later in the game. Pitch comes inside to Coleman, gets him scampering back, and he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. One-0 pitch from Horton. Coleman makes contact and sends it foul up the third base line. It evens a count at 1. 1-1 pitch. Horton has what he wants and comes set. Fires in and misses high and outside, and that moves Coleman ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes, or 1 strike. The pitch grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. They'll throw to first for the out, and that will end the inning. So we're headed to the top of the 7th. We'll keep it right here so you can witness the ketchup, hot dog, and mustard race. It is a tradition here at Cavalier Field, and something to witness as we have hot dog, mustard, ketchup, corn, hamburger, and ice cream. So the youth here at Cavalier Field get to volunteer for the race, which occurs here in the top of the 7th. So we'll see the race about to commence. It will take place from right to left on your screen. They're starting over by the first base coaching box, and they go. Ketchup off to a lead, rounding home plate. Ketchup out in front ahead of everybody, and it will win the race. Hot dog won the race on Monday night. Ketchup wins the race here tonight at Cavalier Field. We'll take a step aside, come back with the top of the 7th inning. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Nicholas Gonzalez taking over the mound for the Dodge City A's. I'll tell you about his pitching performance here in a little bit. It's Kyler Vaughn that leads off for the A's, or for the Lumberjacks. So the Lumberjacks turn the lineup over, and Zach Perry back at the top of the order, starting their 4th trip through the batting order, and Perry ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, Perry grounds out to the third baseman. The throw to first in time. I don't know why there's confusion there.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, left fielder, number 3, Edison Burke.
So we'll go back to work, 1 on, 1 away for the Lumberjacks. As that brings up Edison Burke. Burke, he has the hat trick of strikeouts in the ball game. Let's go for the, I believe it's the golden sombrero for the 4th strikeout of the ball game. See if we can go for the golden sombrero. I think 5 is platinum. First pitch in to Burke, misses for ball 1 from the sidewinder Gonzalez. Gonzalez steps off. He'll not make the throw back to second, but he chases Vaughn back. Burke makes contact. It'll drop in right center field. And the throw to second, not in time. That scores a run, and the Lumberjacks trail at 4-6. One ball and 1 strike, the count to Parker Fagans. Fagans, he's 1 for 3. He hit into a fielder's choice the last time he was up. Gonzalez winds and fires outside, misses low. 2-1 the count. Velasco's going to go out and have a conversation with Gonzalez. Both bullpens are empty currently. Gonzalez, he comes into tonight's contest having pitched 6 1/3 innings. Has allowed 3 runs with a 4.26 ERA. Struck out 5 and walked 3. 2-1 the count as we'll go back to work. Gonzalez last pitched on Monday night. He went 2 innings against the Liberal BJs, struck out 1, and allowed 1 run. Oh, bounced off of Coleman for a single.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, first baseman number 34, Elias Cavalier.
2 balls and no strikes account to Frenier. He's 3 for 3 in the ball game. He doubled the last time he was up. It was a ball that looked like it bounced off the top of the right field wall, but was ruled a double on the field. So a quick mound visit from head coach Jeremiah McCollum, and we'll go back to work. Is a 2-0 count to Frenier. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in the ball game. So as the Lumberjacks are working their 4th trip through the batting order, Frenier steps up. Gonzalez, he works from the first base side of the rubber and gets Frenier to swing and miss, and yeah, still ahead in the count. Pitch is fouled off. Evens a count at 2. Frenier's not seen many pitches. His home run and last double were both first pitch swinging. Pitch grounded to third. They'll step on the bag there. The throw to first, not in time. So a throwing error as it bounces off the glove, and another error in the inning for the Dodge City A's.
Now batting for the Jacks, right fielder number 30, Cavalier.
At pitch, sent out into left center field. There's 1 run. Here comes the second. The throw in is cut off. And we have a tie ball game.
Now batting for the Jacks, the shortstop, number 20, Caden Clifford.
Six ball game as the Lumberjacks have scored 3 here in the top of the 7th. Down in the count, 0-1 is Clifford. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, grounded out the last time he was up. The pitch in for a strike, and Clifford down 0-2. 1 on and 2 out here in the inning. That pitch misses. Nobody in either bullpen right now. Clifford's ahead in the or behind in the count, 1-2. Clifford pops that one up. It could be playable, giving chases Coleman and running out of room at the fence. It falls just outside the party pavilion that's off to our left. It falls foul. The count remains 1-2. Should give somebody in the ballpark an opportunity to take a ball and get $1 from the concession stand. Another 1-2 pitch coming from Gonzalez as that one's grounded foul to the first base side. One-two pitch again, misses outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he just put up 3 and 2.
3-2 pitch misses, and it's a walk to Clifford. That'll bring up the beer batter, Mason Regan. Regan, he's 0 for 2. Flew out to deep center his last time up.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the second baseman number 5, Mason Regan.
Regan down in the count 0-1 after he fouled off the first pitch, and Gonzalez yanks one well outside. That'll move the runners up 90 feet. What's the saying? Just a bit outside? That one was a bit outside. Give Velasco credit. He's done a good job at trying to keep control of pitches that are a little bit wild. Count 1-1. The pitch grounded up the third base line, fielded by Gonzalez. They'll throw to first and get the out. That will end the inning. It's stretch time in Dodge City, 6-6. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Jael Amador leading off in the bottom of the 7th. On a 1-0 count, grounds out to the third baseman. Jackson Phillips sends a high fly ball to center field. Over the center field wall and gone. Everybody missed it, but it clears the center field wall just left at the 404 mark, and a solo shot. The A's lead it 7-6. So that'll bring up Paxton Huff. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Went down swinging. Huff lays down a bunt, fielded by the catcher, and the throw to first, not in time. So the catcher Satterley fielded it, throw to Frenier, and the A's have a runner aboard with one away. That'll bring up the catcher Isaiah Velasco.
Now batting, number 21, Isaiah Velasco.
Velasco steps on, 1 for 2 in the ball game. He walked his last time up. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Pitch misses outside again. Runner goes to second. Throw down, not in time, and Velasco's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. So the A's, they have a stolen base. Two balls and no strikes to count to Isaiah. Runner on at second after the stolen base. Horton catches the zone and makes it 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Horton will step off, chases Huff back to second. Velasco will swing and come up empty and finds himself in a 2-2 count now. Velasco sends that one. It's past the outstretched arms of Regan and puts runners on the corners with 1 away.
Now batting for Dodge City, the shortstop, number 6, Arturo McKenzie.
So that'll bring up Arturo Blakenze. Runners on the corners for the Dodge City A's. Blakenze, he's 0 for 3, and the A's are going to go with an offensive visit. I'm not going to curse it right now, but this game is ahead of where we were Monday night at this point in the ball game. Bottom of the 7th, sorry. So the A's, they've scored 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. The Lumberjacks, 3 in the 3rd and 3 in the 7th. 7-6 ball game. 7 runs, 13 hits, and 2 errors for the A's. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Lumberjacks. So after that visit, we will go back to work with Arturo Blakenze, who flew out the last time he was up. He steps on with 1 away, runners on the corners. Huff at 3rd, Velasco at 1st. The pitch misses inside, does Horton. He's at 54 in the ball game now, coming in relief. Both teams into their bullpen now. 26 of those 54 pitches have been in for strikes. Horton steps off, will chase Velasco back to first. The 1-0 pitch. High and inside. Throw back to first, not in time. Ooh, the pitch runs in and hits Blakinze, and that will load the bases.
Now batting for Doc City, the shortstop, number 3, Landon Langley.
Bases loaded with one away. It turns the lineup over for Landon Langley. Langley, no surprise, 3 for 3 in the ball game. 2 doubles and a single for him. He hit for the cycle against these Lumberjacks back on June the 3rd. So we'll go to work. Bases loaded for your A's. Huff at third, Velasco at second, Blakinze now on at first. First pitch to Langley, catches the zone. Gets him down in the count, 0-1. Oh, 1 comes inside and misses and evens a count. Well, the A's, you'd love to see something happen here on a bases loaded. There's been points before in ball games where the A's have had bases loaded and left them loaded. Pitch down low, but doesn't get away to allow advancement. 2-1 the count to Langley. The pitch. Called ball, and Langley ahead in the count, 3-1. Three-one pitch from Horton. Delivered in, and Langley swings and comes up empty. And it runs the count full. Payoff pitch coming from Horton. Looking in. Has his sign and comes set. The pitch makes contact, does Velasco. It's an infield fly, so Velasco is out no matter what. Sorry, Langley. Langley is out.
Now batting for Dodge City, right fielder, number 4, Cameron Parks.
Well, now 2 away and bases loaded for Cameron Parks, who is 2 for 3. Walked on the last time he was up. First pitch misses low. Parks ahead 1-0. Eight for BJ's. They lead it over the Collegians as that pitch is in for a strike. That game, of course, at Brent Gould Field in the middle of the 7th currently. Seven-six ball game here as A line drive at the shortstop Clifford, and the A's leave them loaded. We're headed to the 8th, 7-6 A's. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Satterley leads off here in the top of the 8th, and first pitch swinging sends one out into center field. Get their lead off aboard. He was 1 for 3. He flew out the last time he was up. So that'll bring up Kyler Vaughn. He's 0 for 1. Vaughn, he was hit by pitch. The throw down to second, not in time. Now, Vaughn, I believe, is ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Two-oh pitch, grounded off, fouled to the first base side towards the Lumberjacks bullpen, and that makes the count 2-1. Two-one delivery coming from Gonzalez. He's back on the mound for the A's. A pitch is run in. Almost hits Vaughn on the hands, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch in, called strike. It runs the count full to Vaughn. Payoff pitch from Gonzalez coming. Satterley getting his lead off of second. No wind to speak of here at Cavalier Field right now as the pitch misses inside, and With nobody out, that puts runners on at first and second.
Now batting for the Jacks, third baseman number 9, Zach Perry.
That'll bring up Zach Perry, who is 1 for 3. Grounded out the last time he was up. I wish I could share it, but there's a post in the host family chat. One of the A's players that was doing 50-50, the rundown, and they get Satterley in a rundown over to third, 1 away. So 1 away for Zach Perry. As I was saying, there was a post in the host family chat as the A's players were doing rounds selling the 50-50 tickets. They throw to first, not in time. Our catcher, Aiden Morehouse, took the opportunity to stop and play with a young child. He showed him his bat and proceeded to throw some pitches so that the young child could play. Fun family night at the ballpark as that pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Langley. They flip to first for the out. It advances Vaughn 90 feet. Those kind of moments are what makes playing baseball here at Cavalier special. 2 away for the Lumberjacks. As that brings up Edison Burke. Burke, he's 1 for 4 in the ball game, doubled the last time he was up and takes a strike call. Pitch misses outside from Gonzalez. It evens a count at 1. The A's are clinging to a 1-run lead right now. After the Lumberjacks, they scored 3 in the top of the 7th. At that point, they tied it. The pitch misses low. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is grounded, fielded by Coleman. They throw to first and get the out, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. We'll be back after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field as the A's, they have Glenn Green III to lead off here in the bottom of the 8th. The Lumberjacks, they make a pitching change. They go to Trent Jacobs. Green steps on. He's 1 for 4 in the ball game. Was out on a drop third strike and a high fly ball. It's headed to left field to the warning track and gone. A solo shot over the left field wall of the A of the Cavalier field sign, and the A's, they lead it 8-6. So that'll bring up Blake Coleman now after the leadoff solo shot. Now the A's, they've scored in 3 straight innings so far. Lead it 8-6. Blake Coleman, he steps up 1 for 3 in the ball game, grounded out, pops one up on the first pitch he sees, and it's fielded fair for the first out of the inning. Frenier takes that one just ahead of the first base bag and one away for the A's. That'll bring up Jael Amador. Amador 1 for 4. He grounded out the last time he was up. Amador, a flying bat, sends that one foul, and it falls in the stands just right in front of the press box. Watch out in the stands. Down in the count, 0-1 is Amador. I'll give a kid a chance to return that ball to the concession stand for $1. Not sure. Amador's bat went flying too, so I'm not sure if he went over to get some stickum or if he had broken the bat. I didn't see if there was an exchange over there. Either way, we'll go to work. Down in the count, 0-1. The pitch high and outside. Amador draws even in the count at 1. Pitch, a little bit of a check swing. Ahead in the count, 2-1 now is Jael. Off the end of the bat, it will go foul to the right and out of play, and that evens a count at 2. We've worked our way into the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 8-6 A's. They held the Lumberjacks scoreless in the top of the inning, chopped up the middle, fielded by the pitcher Jacobs. He'll toss to first in time. 2 away for the A's. That'll bring up Jackson Phillips. Phillips, he's 1 for 4 in the ball game. He had the solo run for himself back in the 7th. Pitch, low and outside. Jacobs, he's a lefty working from the third base side of the rubber, grounded to Frenier. Step on the bag, and that's a quick inning, and the A's were headed to the top of the 9th. The A's, they need 3 outs to win it. The Lumberjacks, 2 to tie. They need 3 to take the lead. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Fagans, Frenier, and Gaeta due up here in the top of the ninth. Nico Gonzalez back on the mound for the Dodge City A's. He came in relief. Couple innings back, and first pitch in for a strike to Fagans. Fagans, he got on an error his last time up. Down in the count, 0-1. Gonzalez misses low and outside. It evens the count at 1. Nicholas played his senior season this year for McPherson College. Pitch grounded up the first base line. It is fair and will roll out into right field. He'll be in with a double. Brings up Elias Frenier. Frenier, he got on an error his last time up. One on, nobody out for the Lumberjacks. The A's need 3 outs to win this one. They lead it 8-6. No, the right field gate had worked itself open. So a quick pause in play, and we'll go back to work. The pitch fouled off. Down in the count, 0-1 is Frenier. He's swung it well, 3 for 4 in the ball game. The 0-1 pitch. He'll send Fagans back to second as he steps off. The pitch catches the outer edge of the zone, and Frenier, is down in the count, 0-2. That pitch is popped up and will go foul to the left, out of play. Count remains 0-2 to Frenier. (9-4) BJs. They lead over the Boulder Collegians, who the A's are set to play Friday and Saturday night here at Cavalier Field. That game is in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside and evens the count at 2. A 2-2 delivery. Gonzalez makes the swing. Popped up on the infield. Velasco has it, and that will be out number 1. Well, Velasco is backpedaling on the infield towards the pitcher's mound. Pulled it down, and that brings up Javier Gaeta. He's 1 for 4, doubled the last time he was up. 1 on, 1 away now for the Lumberjacks. So it's Fagans out at second after his double. Gonzalez fires in, misses low and a little outside. It's ball 1. So Gonzalez, he's pitched in 3 different games. Went 2/3 of an inning against the Liberal BJs. No. Went 2 innings against the BJs on Monday, 3 1/3 against the Angels back on June the 4th, and pitched 1 inning against these Lumberjacks back on June the 3rd. Throw down to third, and they had him. I'm almost certain he was there. It was a wild pitch, got away from Velasco, but a safe call at third. I mean, if he must have got under the tag somehow, because he looked like he was out by half a step from here. I could be wrong. We don't always see everything from up here, but it sure looked out to me. They say safe. We'll go back to work. So the count now 2 balls and no strikes to Gaeta. Runner at third with 1 away. Gonzalez. Well, evidently that was the 4th pitch of the bat. Everybody in the box thought it was a 2-0 count, so I don't know. Runners on the corners with 1 away for Caden Clifford. Clifford, he's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Drew a walk, sends a monster fly ball out towards right center field, backtracking, pulling it down. That'll score a run, but it is the 2nd out of the game, of the inning. So runner on first, 2 away, 1 run in, and the Lumberjacks trail 8-7. That brings up Mason Reagan. Reagan, he's 0 for 3, grounded out the last time he was up. Reagan also the beer batter, so if he strikes out, it's the end of the ball game, so it really wouldn't matter. Pitch misses for ball 1. Gonzalez, sidewinder, fires in, misses for ball 2. The A's, they should be out of the ball game because that run shouldn't have scored, and that should have been the 3rd out. Throw down to first, not in time. And Reagan ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Gonzalez, he's thrown 55 pitches in relief. 26 in for strikes. Reagan ahead 3-0. A walk isn't the end of the world, but he'll take it anyway, and that puts runners on at first and second. Here comes head coach Jeremiah McCollum. Let's take this opportunity because we haven't done it in a while. We'll thank our home run sponsors, the Victory Electric Cooperative Association, Jimmy John's, who is tonight's buyout sponsor, provided sandwiches here at the park tonight, Spearville 3 EDF, Val Hinton, Rabine Brothers, Cargill, Kirby Meat Company, Building Solutions LLC, National Beef Packing Company LLC, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Dodge City Family YMCA. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, that mound visit's over. We'll go back to work. 2 on, 2 away. Walks have put 2 runners on. That'll bring up a pinch hitter. Fabian Gaeta, number 31, is going to pinch hit here in the inning. Well, the go-ahead run is on base for the Lumberjacks. Tying run at second. 1-0 count to Gaeta. He steps on. The pitch right down Broadway and evens the count at 1. The A's, they have nobody in the bullpen. They're going to see if Gonzalez can ride this one out. Pitch, high and outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. You just need one more out to get out of this one. Lumberjacks 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th. 7 runs for them. The pitch, low and outside. And Gonzalez 1 pitch away from walking the bases loaded. Foxes beat the Greeley Grays tonight 7-0. That pitch called strike on the edge of the zone, and the count runs full. Payoff pitch coming. Big payoff pitch here for Gonzalez. Swung on and missed, and that's the ball game. The A's, they'll win it 8-7. We'll take a step aside, get a few sponsors in. We'll come back with the post-game wrap-up shortly. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. A's are victorious here tonight. They win at 8-7 over the Colorado Lumberjacks and improved to 2-0 in the series. The A's, they improved to 4-3 overall, 3-2 in league play. Let's take a look back at the scoring summary for the game. The Lumberjacks had taken early 3-0 lead as they would get 3 in the top of the 3rd inning. They would go quiet for a while. The A's would come back and lead it, but the Lumberjacks had tied it at 6 apiece in the top of the 7th. Your A's, they wouldn't go quietly, and the Lumberjacks, of course, they would make it interesting by adding a run in the top of the 9th. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Lumberjacks. They strand 10 runners here tonight. 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. 8 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors for your Dodge City A's. They are victorious here. They strand 10 runners as well. Let's take a look at our scoring as the A's, it would be quiet for the first couple of innings. The A's would get base runners in the 2nd. Blake Coleman would lead off with a single, followed by a Jael Amador single, and that would put runners eventually on at 1st and 2nd. But nothing doing for the A's there. It was in the third when the A's, they would get Landon Langley on. He would hit a double, followed by a Cameron Parks double. They would come around and score on a Glenn Green single that gets through on the right side. The A's had lead, or they'd still trail at 3-2 at that point. But in the fourth, the A's would get Paxton Huff on with one out on a single, followed by an Isaiah Velasco double. Arturo Blaquinze, he would drive a run in on a RBI ground out. And then Landon Langley would come up. He would drive a run in on his double, followed by another run scored by Cameron Parks on an RBI single. The A's had strand one there and then go quiet until the sixth. Isaiah Velasco would lead off the inning and would lead off with a walk. He would eventually come around and score on a balk call during the Cameron Parks at bat where he would draw a walk. Landon Langley before that would hit a single through the left side. Both of them would be stranded on base. The A's then in the seventh, they'd tack on another as Jackson Phillips would step on with one out and drive a home run solo shot over the center field wall. Paxton Huff, he gets on a bunt. Isaiah Velasco singles, and then Arturo Blaquinze comes up. He's hit by pitch, and the A's will leave the bases loaded. They'll tack on one insurance run in the eighth on a Glenn Green solo home run to lead off the inning, but that would be enough for the A's to hold on and win it here tonight, 8-7. Nicholas Gonzalez, he'll pick up the win on the mound despite scoring, allowing the Lumberjacks to tie it in the seventh. And he picks up the win. Braden Horton will take the loss for the Lumberjacks here tonight. That'll wrap it up. A's win at 8-7. I am Justin Hergert, was assisted alongside with Reese Gleason on the live stream. For the entire A's board and organization, we say thank you for following along. The A's win it tonight over the Lumberjacks and improve to 2-0 in the series. We'll be back in action tomorrow night, 7 p.m. first pitch against these Lumberjacks. Make sure you come out to Cavalier Park or follow along on the live stream. Farewell from Cavalier Field tonight. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.